ever asked yourself, how did I get here? How did this happen? Tell me you've never asked or wondered this, and I'll have to call you out on that. You aren't living if this isn't a question that comes up for you, at least at times. It is all part of a healthy mindset. It's the first step in admitting reality and that something needs to change. It usually begins as a negative thought, but it doesn't have to remain one. Part of acknowledging the reality of where you are is knowing how it happened so that you can either avoid making those same decisions and choices again, or how to repeat them for continued success. Most of us are uncomfortable with total honesty, especially when it comes to where we are in our lives. Most of us have areas in our lives that are not as we imagined they would be. Most of us desire some things to be different. But how many of us actually do something about it? Get tough with yourself and admit to yourself exactly what your reality and where you are in your life. Don't stick your head in the sand or sweep your thoughts and frustrations under the rug. The aha moment of how did I get here and how did this happen is sometimes followed by, what the heck was I thinking? Well, in all truth, you probably weren't. Things get messy when we stop thinking for ourselves. The momentum goes south real quick when we coast and lose sight of what is important to us. It is a gradual process that happens over time, and it lulls us into a complacency and thoughtless actions. Our lives become dull and meaningless until we crash. If the crash isn't severe enough, it only serves to jolt us into the realization that we need or should change. It's only when we crash and burn that we come to the point where the need to become is I'm ready to. The toughest part of where you are is the acknowledgement of the reality that you're faced with. You're halfway there if you've accepted the truth. Our subconscious is like an elephant's. It remembers everything. It is capable of recalling details long forgotten by your conscious mind from years previous. It stores solutions for problems as examples to draw from as necessary as our lives unfold. Therefore, you know exactly how you got where you are and how it all happened. Your realization of the reality of your present circumstances has left you feeling shocked and uncomfortable, and maybe even guilt-ridden and ashamed. I've been there too. The important thing to remember is that life happens. We all experience disappointments, frustrations, and setbacks. It isn't the mistakes we make that count, but rather what we do about them. It isn't where you've been that matters, but where you are going that counts. Happiness isn't in the destination, but in the journey itself. If you don't like where you are, leave. You have control and power over the choices and decisions in your life. You get to decide what you will do and how you will do it. Take responsibility for where you are and own where you are going. The only way to move forward from where you are right now is to think for yourself and act on your thoughts.